I'm just going to go into a little intro thing. I'm just going to freestyle, though.
Come on, baby. Hit him with the free.
I got married. It was dairy. Smooth like a leche como berry.
What?
In the cream. What's going on, all you wedded warlocks? My name is Mason.
And my name is Grayson.
And welcome to The Modern Dude.
A podcast by dudes, for dudes, helping dudes become better dudes.
Dude. So last weekend was my wedding day. I have been engaged for 10 years. I've been in a relationship for 13 years.
Holy shit.
There's a lot of build-up for this, for Mary Grace and I, and for those around. People love to give us a hard time about how long we were engaged.
Sure do.
Still do. Some people still think that this wedding was a farce.
I do.
We're still not actually married, and that we will be getting wed in 2048 is the number people like to say. It's not true. We actually did tie the knot. I've got the ring and the documentation to prove it.
And contrary to popular belief, I was there. I was there. I was present.
He was present. He helped sign the documentation that almost got fucked up because of how inebriated my best man, both best men, and my Officiant. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I didn't fuck up anything. No. I was drunk, but I didn't.
You didn't know.
As one of the best men, I did not.
It was mostly no goals and Brett.
Yeah, no shit.
But we got it sorted out. They tried. You had to have the same people sign and date both pieces of paper, and Brett was so drunk that he wrote on the wrong line, and so we had to go back and scratch out names and resubmit them.
Well, also,
we almost had to stay an extra day because of that.
That's well, to his defense, you guys threw those papers at us at like 11 p.m.
Oh yeah,
at the end of like the reception when we were like getting ready to go to the after party.
Yeah, no, it was not the right time. We should have done it directly after the wedding. That's what I've seen a lot of people do. Like they like literally go back, like the bride and groom will go walk down the aisle, back down the aisle, and then the officiant will come through with the paper and grab like the best man and the maid of honor and
like,
just
come on
immediately sign it.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
No, you didn't.
No.
You let us like rage, eat, drink, party. And then
I remember vaguely when it happened. Like I was pretty browned out by then. Things were a little fuzzy. But I do remember that they like pull you into like the kitchen or into the side, or off to the side a little bit.
It was like by the door where you guys had all the like
cupcakes and
shit. Yeah. Fun fact: I had nothing sweet the entire time.
I actually almost didn't either. Besides the little bit of cake that we smushed in each other's face, which, by the way, I did smush cake on Mary Grace's face, and it was awesome.
I will not. There will be no cake smushed on anybody at my wedding.
It's great.
Absolutely not.
It's one of those things that I always wanted to do, but like I know people, like brides, are like, if you fucking get that shit, and I'm like, Mary Grace was like, you can do a little. Don't you fucking go overboard.
Oh, that's nice that she let you do a little bit.
Yeah.
Knowing you wanted to so badly. Yeah.
I didn't like get it in her eye or anything. You know?
Groomzilla will not be having any. I will not have any cake anywhere near me. There wouldn't even be cake at the wedding.
Pie?
We've been thinking about pie. We're talking about pie a lot. I like pie more. Just a bunch of flavored pies, like 5 or 6 flavored pies.
I love pie.
The thing is, too, like, as much as it is important to have some kind of sweet or thing there, like, I feel like a lot of people at that point of the night, like, they're not like dying for like a.
I like a little sweet.
I do too. I do too.
I got that little bit, and it was like enough.
Yeah.
You know. I honestly wish I'd tried a few of the cupcakes because I had them before, so I didn't feel that bad.
I love a cupcake. I should have fucking ate a cupcake.
They were really good. Yeah. Everyone kept coming up and be like, "These cupcakes." was like, I know, that's why we did it.
That's why we did it. We know you like cupcakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But they were like, the perfect thing is that like they're bite size. Like sometimes you get like a full plate of cake and you're like, I don't want all of this.
I can't do all this.
A one cupcake, it's like, oh, and then they're like, I can do another.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh, quite.
You know?
Yeah.
Quite.
So we are actually going to talk a little bit about something. This isn't just like me talking about my wedding like a absolute narcissist.
I'm not just going to recall all the weird moments of the wedding, which there were a lot.
But all good weird.
There was a llama.
Named
Chocolate Chip.
Indeed.
He licked my nose.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. He liked Price, too.
Yeah, oh, well, who doesn't?
Llamas, specifically. Yeah. Really into
He's fun size, you know?
Just like those cupcakes.
Right, should we start calling Price Cupcake? Hey, Cupcake.
Hey.
No, he responded. So.
He did respond to Cupcake.
Okay. All
right. So I guess it's kind of like a little bit of an advice episode on like do's and don'ts of wedding day.
Well, first off, how do you feel after all this time and really doing it and planning it out? It was a beautiful wedding. There were 16 groomsmen.
Yeah, 15 showed up, but yeah. Fuck you, Jeff. I know you watch this.
Fuck you, Jeff.
I love you.
Yeah, it was a giant, beautiful, long time coming occasion. And now that it's finally done, now that it's finally been, all the stresses, all of the ups and downs, how do you feel now being a married man?
Slightly hungover and slightly sick still from a week ago. But relieved. Honestly, there's just a lot of relief and just like...
Sure.
In good ways, though, like...
Yeah.
It's planning a wedding, and I probably did, like a fraction of what Mary Grace did.
Yeah.
But there's the stress of time and money and... hitting deadlines and just making sure everyone is doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
That part, the relief of it being over is great, but there's a lot of satisfaction with that. And,
sure.
And obviously just like, we're just so happy that, that we got to celebrate with all of our friends and that everyone we've talked to says they had a blast. So that is what like, Mary Grace and I were committed to each other long before and we're practically married for a long time, but it's a nice stamp of it's official. Some people are like the government brought. It's like whatever. I don't care about that. It's cool that we're married and we're very. People are like nothing's different, and I'm like, I agree. Like nothing changes as far as like the day to day, but there is that little just bit of like. You look at your hand and you see the ring and it's like, that's cool. You know?
Yeah.
So like I feel like some people are like, nothing's changed. It's just like Alex Bryant was like, nothing's changed. It's the same thing. Our friend, who's slightly robotic. But I think there is a feeling of like, we did it,
Yeah, of course.
That's
special.
I think some people like to downplay it, but I kind of like to lean into the romantic part of it.
Yeah.
We're not in like a honeymoon phase because we've been together for so long. And I think there are some relationships that do have that like ushy gushy, we're fawning all over each other still thing. Yeah. But we've been together so long, like that's not there. But there is that little bit of like every snuggle feels a little different.
Yeah. Oh, every snuggle feels a little different. That's cute, man.
Yeah.
That's very cute. Yeah. I mean, you guys have been together for a long time, I think, solidifying it with marriage in a big to me the marriage for y'all is more of like just a giant celebration of you guys being together for as long as you have, being like like an OG couple for a lot of people, a lot of our friends, a lot of like family that have known you guys forever,
which is hilarious because there's been so many couples that have met like literal like a decade after we've been together and have gotten married before we have.
Yeah. Right. But but that's okay because that wasn't y'all's journey.
Everyone has a different journey,
exactly.
And we had some tumultuous times in our relationship, and we always said, and I talked to Mary Grace about this last night because it was the first time that we like thought about it and brought it up. It was like if we get through this part of our relationship, if we get through this and we come out on the other end without separating, that we'll be one of the strongest couples I know, because we'll have gone through such a tumultuous time and then come out on the other end. That's like shows the resolve and the strength of a relationship. I think it's not when the good times are rolling, you know, like any couple can go through that and just breeze through and have an amazing time. It's when
you gotta have hard times.
It's when the tough times hit. It's how do you respond, and how much do you really want to fight for it?
Right.
You know, when you're on the brink of it may all be falling apart.
Yeah.
And we went right to that fucking brink, and then we clawed our way back in because we wanted it.
Because you're worth it.
Because it was worth it.
You guys are worth it.
And so I remember after therapy one time, we were walking out, and I was like, you know, it was like a good session, so we were in like a good headspace. I was like, if we make it out on the other side of this, we will be the strongest couple I know, and we'll be so happy, and it'll all be worth it.
Yeah.
And yesterday was the first time that I brought that up to her, and we both kind of had like a little teary moment, because it really, I mean, it's emotional. It is. Relationships are hard.
Yeah.
But like my friend Sam said, they're also the most rewarding thing you can have too.
Oh yeah.
So it's just nice to reap the benefit of the celebration of that reward, I guess, is what a wedding is.
Yeah. And for y'all, I think it's, like I said, it's more of like, it was more of a celebration overall of just y'all's whole time together. Not just like you guys loved each other, you guys started seeing, or like you guys started seeing each other, you fell in love, it was really nice, and then you decided to get married, and we're celebrating that. It was a much bigger celebration because of the time that had been put in, you know, over and over.
Yeah, and for us, on our end of it, it was so much fun to see, you know, my Aunt Susie talk to my friend Price, you know?
Right.
Or my Aunt Carrie, like, came over at one point during the rehearsal dinner. My dad was like, mingle, talk to people. This is like a fun time for you to meet new people. And his sister, my dad's sister, my aunt, came over and started talking to me, and I was talking to my friend Price and Troy. Price is on the board back there. Okay. And they had just had like a nice little moment. It was just so cool to like see worlds collide.
Yeah.
Especially for Mary Grace and I, because we were obviously the glue for everyone being there.
Sure.
It was really cool to see that. And that's like little bits of advice for anyone getting married or planning days. Like, take those moments in. Mm-hmm. That's so cool to like, don't just be focused on your bride or whatever. You know, like, you're there to celebrate with other people too.
Well, you have to, I mean,
showing face to everyone.
I better. I mean, we're paying for everybody's fucking meal and everybody's like occasion. Like that's like a part of most weddings, though. Is there's like, okay, we have to go around and we have to like give thanks to everybody for being there and mingle.
Which is funny because like in most weddings, the bride and groom eat and then you start making rounds like at dinner.
Yeah.
At our wedding, everyone just started coming up to our table, and like we never had a moment to actually like go and make the rounds. Yeah. We still ended up talking to them. I talked to everybody. I think Mary Grace missed like 2 people somehow. Yeah. But everyone decided to just come to us. Like a few people started doing it, and then like it just became like they just came to us, and we were like, all right, I guess. Well, that's the funny. Here.
That's like the trope about like weddings in general, when like somebody's like it's like the speeches. It's like, would anybody like to make a toast? And it's like, well, I'll make a toast. And then somebody who's like indirectly related to them is like, well, if he's gonna do it, I have to do it. And then, well, if he went up to the table, I gotta walk up to the table. Yeah, you know.
But it was really fucking awesome. I think I do have a few little lists of things that like I would recommend to people who are doing this. That was one of them. Is make sure you say hello or hi. Give like everyone a piece of your time, even if it's like a minute.
Yeah. Acknowledge that they were there, that they made the trip.
Appreciate
that they saw
them
you.
for coming. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be at my wedding and not have at least a small moment with like every single person that's there.
Yeah.
Because they showed up. Like, we invited them because we wanted them to be there, and they came and they took the time out and they took the money and the energy to like be a part of that day. And so they're absolutely, you have to say something about that.
Exactly. And no one's expecting more than that because they know that the bride and groom have all these responsibilities. And honestly, like, most people you know are going to know other people there, and they're going to have a fine time hanging out with other people. Right. That's the reason they came, is not to hang out with the bride and groom, because nobody can have that expectation.
Correct.
But if you give them a little bit of your time, that goes a long way. So like I said, I think because we didn't get to do the rounds, I think Mary Grace maybe missed like 1 or 2 people, but I for sure talked to everyone, which I was very happy that I got to do.
And that makes you a better person than Mary Grace.
Which is the first time I can say that ever.
I did one
thing.
One thing.
I have one feather in my cap, and she has 492.
And ooh, is he gonna hold that feather over her?
Oh man, it is a beautiful plume.
Tickle, 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 tickle.
Oh yeah, it's like a giant peacock feather.
Yeah, that one feather. Yeah. However, the number of it being one.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
If you stacked all of her feathers tip to tip, it is not as long as my peacock feather.
Tip to tip.
Tip to tip.
The modern dudes tip to tip.
Oh, speaking of more tips, here we go.
Okay.
So like going back to the very beginning, like help when you're needed as a guy. I feel like there's some relationships where the guy like just doesn't do anything for the wedding planning.
Sure.
Like not to throw Alex Bryan under the bus, but he would absolutely admit it. He was like, I didn't do anything.
Right.
And that's the dynamic of some relationships.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is offer it. As a guy, you at least want to offer it.
You do got to offer it. Because they're looking for that.
Yeah, and Alex did do some stuff. He took care of a lot of like the financial and like setting up like the hotels and all that stuff.
Things like that. Yeah.
But like make sure that you are a part of it, because not only for actually helping out, but it is fun. I enjoy when I had responsibilities and like I took on things. I enjoyed doing them because it brings you into the feeling, that environment of the wedding season of being like, oh, this is really happening. This is coming down the pipe, you know?
I feel like I'm going to be like any goals or like jobs that I get thrown. I'm going to be like, yay.
Yeah,
I'm going to be excited.
The more you invest, the more you will reap, you know?
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
So for dudes, since we are a podcast about dudes, definitely offer, because even if they're remedial tasks, like checking them off, you'll be like, cool, that makes me feel good. And it's like an investment, and the future wife will appreciate it.
She'll appreciate it. And also like, that's like, I mean, don't you want to be able to say, I mean, I know some guys, they don't really give a shit about it, and that's cool. But like, you know, if there's a part of you that wants to be like, you know, I want to say I did something or helped here and there in the wedding, you know.
It's like even like a small party, like if you're setting up for guests to come over, you know, like even if, you know, your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, your significant other is like, will you vacuum? It's like, okay, I'll vacuum. And you did something. Yeah. And when the people come in like, oh, it looks great. And you're like, yeah, I vacuumed.
Well, I vacuumed.
I'm the vacuum guy.
I'm Mr. Vacuum. So, I mean, that's what I'm that person in my household.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Rachel's a fucking slob. Ooh, no.
No, she's not. Her side of the room is messy, and I give her that. And we have 2 bathrooms, and one of the bathrooms is hers, and and
yours is tidy,
and mine is tidy. And I just let her do. I go, you know what? I know that's sort of how
every time you walk by, you just make sure the door's closed,
right, and the light's off. We
are paying those electric bills, Rachel.
Correct. I am more of a
water's free.
I'm a tidy. I'm just a very tidy little neat. I like everything in its right place, and I think it just sets yourself up for your home. Like, if you have a shit day, a really shit day, if you come home and the apartment's nice, at least you got that.
Oh, dude, that is.
But if you come home and it's messy, you're like, I had a shit day because look at how I live. I am a shit human. I'm a messy shit human. I had it coming, you know?
Yeah.
And then
you started your day off, you didn't make your bed, and so fuck you.
Yeah.
The rest of your day is in shambles because you didn't make your bed, you piece of shit.
And that's why I Swiffer and vacuum and dust. Got to dust, baby.
You dust your floorboards?
No, floorboards.
Oh, yeah. Floorboards?
Oh,
the toe boards?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
you dust
the mold?
You never did it in our apartment.
Well, that was impossible. There's just like the dog hair, you know.
Anyways,
that's why you got a Zumba.
So that's
Zumba.
Roomba.
What was his name? Hobbs. Calvin. The dog's name is Hobbs.
Are you okay?
Calvin and Hobbs.
You forgot my dog's name already?
I'm just thinking about the dog hair.
Okay. So along with the like getting helping when it's like enjoy the lead up, and this kind of goes hand in hand with like not stressing too much.
Sure.
Because it like it can be overwhelming, especially if like you have a financial burden over part of your wedding, which we did. Her dad very generously paid for most of it, but we still had like plenty that we had to pay for.
Yeah.
And like the little things fucking add up. Like,
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
even think about some of the stuff like day of food, if you want to cover that cost. Like that was a few $100s that like.
Ooh, that Chick-fil-A slap though.
All right, here's an impromptu tip. Get takeout Chick-fil-A or whatever fast food or, you know, catered thing you like for your guys or gals. Chick-fil-A is money. The Chick-fil-A chicken platters and the chicken sandwiches.
I ate 2 chicken sandwiches just like back to back. I didn't even like stop. There was no break. I ate one and I was like, give me another one immediately.
Ravenous I was.
I was oof.
I don't know why I'm Yoda right now.
Ravenous I was.
Ravenous I was. Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stress, man. There was moments where Mary Grace and I would like almost get into like little tiffs because we were like stressed. We weren't actually like nothing was really wrong. We were just like heightened energy and cutting that out as much as possible. We did a pretty good job. There's a couple little. I think the thing we got in the biggest argument over was our first dance song, which is funny.
That is funny for y'all.
You know,
I wasn't. I mean, it was still St. Patty's.
We went with that, yeah, because that's what
with Mason's one.
But it made the most sense.
Of course it did. It's like been y'all's song for a long time.
She wanted to do a song that was an artist that we loved. That was like like Marc Broussard is an artist that I introduced to her. She's even more obsessed with him than I am now.
Yeah, it's not like the other choice was like a weird weird choice. You know what I mean?
But the song wasn't like a song we listened to a lot. It was just one that was like it's a great wedding song.
Beautiful song by an artist that you guys
we
like
love.
a lot.
Yeah, but
the song's gotta mean.
Yeah, the song is more important. And John Mayer is one of our favorite artists too. So
choice.
So I didn't do this, but I treaded on the line, feathered it. You know,
Feathers.
long plume.
A theme.
Yeah. Don't drink too much the day before. I got
no shit.
I woke up. Well, yeah, but like it's so easy though.
Sure.
Like especially for those of you gentlemen that don't sleep with your significant other the night before, you're gonna have the whole night to yourself to make your own poor decisions because we're men and that's what we do. Try to like have a hard cutoff. I did, and I still got pretty drunk even up to that hard cutoff.
Yeah. We're also like always incredibly tempted at an open bar.
Yeah,
when the bar's open.
Yeah, this wasn't an open bar. Well, we did have open beer bar. Yeah, so I actually was pretty tame at the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah,
and I was proud of myself. I was like, okay, we're gonna go back. We might go get like a nightcap and then we'll go to bed. I'll be in bed by like midnight 30. Yeah, that didn't happen.
No,
we went to a bar and one of my groomsmen was like, Irish car bombs. I was like, oh God,
who did that?
Payne? No,
not Payne.
It was
that doesn't seem right.
No, Adam Truffin was like, well, he saw their Boilermakers, which is essentially what a car bomb. It's a subcategory of a car bomb, or vice versa. Boilermaker, it's like you get the beer and you throw it in the shot and you drink it, which is what a car bomb is. And I was like, if we're doing that, we're doing a
legit
Irish car bomb. And so we did that. It was the best Irish car bomb I've ever had, though.
That's great.
I think she went heavy on the Baileys.
Heavy on the Baileys.
It was sweeter than the most.
Heavy on the Baileys.
Is that your Irish accent?
It's not good. Rachel gets me shit for it all the time. And seeing as she's Irish, she like knows it well, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Heavy on the Baileys.
Heavy on the Baileys.
What?
Kiss the Blarney.
Oh God.
Is that one okay? I feel like I say Blarney, right?
Blarney.
Blarney.
Yeah, there's a little lilt there. You're doing all right.
I went to like Haven Kiss the Blarney.
Jesus. Christ.
Irish car bomb.
Oh, God. Which also, no, here's a tip. Don't ever say Irish car bomb in Ireland. It's like being like naming a drink after like 9/11. It's not a good thing.
Also, that's just the most cliche thing you could do is go to Ireland and be like, you guys I want a real Irish car bomb from it. I'm like, it's like an American bullshit thing that they just called that, which is not a great name.
The history behind the Irish car bomb was the IRS or IRA. I always get them confused. IRA like bombing the English with car bombs.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so that's where that comes from. So it's like a traumatic thing in their history. It would literally like be calling a drink in the 9/11.
And we're over here like on like a Friday night, like lie them up.
Yeah.
Stupid.
They are delicious though.
They are good. I actually enjoy. Now I don't even want to say.
I know. I worked with a Scotsman who worked with a lot of Irish people, and he would always be like, "You shouldn't call it that," but we're idiot Americans.
What are we gonna call it? IRBs?
You just call it a bomb, I guess.
The bomb.
IRBs. It's still inherently.
Yeah. But at least I'm not like saying it out loud. You know. I like the taste.
Oh, that's great. It's delicious.
It's good, and it's not something that comes around all the time, so that's okay.
Yeah. Speaking of liking the taste, eat the day of your wedding, like the Chick-fil-A where you talked about.
Have to.
Yeah. I still didn't eat enough.
These tips are they're
so obvious, but they aren't. Because I still didn't eat enough the day of my wedding and I got obliterated.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what the tips were going to be. I just assumed they'd be a little bit more like broadly about like the wedding and like, oh, like logistically, this is a good thing to do. You're just like, don't get too fucked up the night before. Eat the day of.
No, but like.
Make sure you shower.
But all very legit. Make sure you shower. I hope you shower the day of your wedding.
I hope so too.
That one's just even a little bit more basic. But like, there's I guarantee you, anyone who's been married who has not eaten enough has been like, yep, that's a great fucking call.
Well, and also like I feel like with nerves too, it can be difficult to like, you know, sometimes you don't even think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't eat breakfast, and I was like trying to find a place to eat that morning, and I was just like, I just wasn't finding anything that I wanted to like. I didn't want to like go sit down.
Right.
So I just ended up not eating it at all.
Exactly.
And then by the time I got Chick-fil-A, I just like, how's that? But then I didn't have enough time to like eat a lot. So,
right.
And then when the wedding came, it's like, here, shove this food in your face before you go talk to people. And so, like, I ate, like, most of my plate, but I didn't, like, go back for a second. I didn't even finish the plate.
I was fucking with that beef.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Food was good.
Yeah.
Here's another tip for you. And we did a pretty good job of this. And, like, I feel like this one's kind of obvious, too. Well, I think all of these are obvious, but this is why you should need to hear them, is because checking in with your bride.
Sure.
Sure. Because it's very easy. We get separated frequently, but you just got to make sure be like, got to go back to her. This is about us too.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You want to give time to the guests, but I feel like
I'd be bad about that.
Well, here's the thing.
Because I just want to make sure everybody feels. You know.
It's not like, don't like freak out about it, but like you don't want to be glued to her.
No, of course.
You know, that's kind of lame, you know, like, but you also want to like have your moments with your guys and with your guests.
Of course.
But then also like make sure you check in and you have like moments with her, because you don't want to have a wedding where you have no memories with your bride.
Right,
you know?
right, exactly. Yeah.
And luckily, like during the ceremony and the there's all the little things that make you come back together.
Yeah.
And so that's good. But like once the dancing and stuff happens, it's a little less.
There's enough moments where like you guys are automatically going to be drawn together. I mean, for obvious reasons, scheduled throughout the day, but also you would want. You have to like.
It's more during the reception, is what I'm saying.
Sure, yeah. I just think it's a good idea to be thinking about that and doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Because that goes a longer way than like, well, I have to stand here with you because this is where we're supposed to stand.
No.
We had because of this.
And hopefully, if you've been with your person long enough, like they're not gonna be like, babe, you know,
right?
Like,
They're
you
not
don't
gonna
want
feel
that fucking
they're
energy.
not gonna feel a way about that.
But because they're gonna be torn away from you by their bridesmaid and their friends and stuff too. Exactly. Just make sure you like check in and like, you know, once the dancing happens, you're fucking booty grinding with her too.
Oh yeah. As opposed to booty grinding with all of the other women at your wedding.
Who said they have to be women? Bryce and I booty grinded.
Did you guys booty grind? I didn't see that.
I don't know if we did. He says yes.
He's saying yes.
We actually probably did because I don't really remember like the last hour.
Roll back the tapes. I want to see,
dude,
man.
This is why I'm excited for the photos because there are some fuzzy parts at the end of the night.
I have to have like a private folder with just like very inappropriate photos.
Some Polaroids for sure. Price was on the Polaroid camera all night, and there's definitely pictures of me like taking my shirt off and putting the vest on that are risque.
That was a big moment.
Oh yeah.
When everything came off and then the vest went back on.
Yeah. And I tore the cuffs off of my shirt
Why did you do that?
Well, because they weren't coming off. I couldn't get the cuffs out quickly enough, and so I just ripped them off. Because I'm a big dumb animal. Yeah.
There we go.
Um,
Is that it for obvious tips for your wedding?
Here's the most obvious: drink some water.
No more. These tips can be related to like any night going out. Like this is not specific to a wedding.
I actually wrote that down.
Drink some water.
Yeah.
Great.
That's the last one.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Regardless, it was a beautiful day. I'm very proud of you for finally sealing the deal, nailing it down. I'm glad it's done.
Me too, brother. Me too.
A lot of
on the road to recovery now.
Yeah.
Still a week and a half later.
Finally here at the end of the year, things have slowed down, which we're very happy about. But
do you have another wedding you have to go to?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Not this year. Do you have another one?
No.
Okay. Good.
But yeah, just like once I got to the staging house for where we were getting ready with the guys, and like at that point I just like let everything go. Everything was done, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the last tip is just like take it. I did do this a lot, and I'm so glad I did. I just like would stop whatever I was doing, just had a little moment to myself, just like take in everything that's going on, and do it as many times as you need, because there's so many things to watch and interactions to see, and like the scenery. Like our was on the side of a mountain on a farm. It was fucking gorgeous. It was practically perfect, and just make sure you like really soak that in, because you're never gonna have a moment where all of your best friends, your family, and all of the people you love most in the world are all going to be together at the same time, and they're all there for you. That's never gonna happen again. So like take that in. It is just such a treat. It's such a wonderful thing that like as much as you can, take in those moments, because it literally will never happen again.
That's really special, man.
Yeah.
That was well said. It was also supposed to rain all weekend, and it barely rained at all.
Yeah. Ian tried to crash the wedding, and we held him off.
Ian?
The hurricane.
Right.
Yeah.
With our love and compassion.
Yes. Our love bubble held the rain away.
I also did a rain dance the night before.
You tried to make it rain?
No, the rain dance is to stop the rain.
No, rain dances are literally to make it rain. You did an anti-rain
Somebody doesn't know about rain dances over here. Okay. The rain dance is an anti-rain dance. Anti-rain.
Transition.
Hope you enjoyed what you've listened to today. If you want, leave a comment and talk about this guy. Congratulate him on his giant accomplishment in life. We're proud here at The Modern Dude.
Yeah. Dudes get married.
Dudes do get married.
Dudes get married.
Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at The Modern Dude. We up on that TikTok. We up on that Insta. And we're also on Facebook. We have a little self-help group on there, The Modern Dude Talks. Please follow us on all those. Will Mason get over this cough? We don't know.
I might die.
And don't forget, do y'all due diligence.